Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah bil alamin wassalatu wassalamu ala sayyidina Muhammadin asyrafil mursalin wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajmain. Amma ba'd. So we are going to finish off today session 13H actually. Yeah, this should be set at 13H, and it's going to be, remember we were doing sentences within sentences. Yeah. And we are now here in section 5. We've done all the rest. Yeah, I know I'm repeating this again, but just to refreshen ourselves. And we saw the two different types of jumlas. Yeah, and we said that we have many types of phrases in the Arabic language, like mawsuf and sifah, hal, and it's sahibul hal, your mudaf ilayh, which is your idafa, your ma'tuf and your ma'tuf alayh, yeah, your badal, and it's mubdalun minhu. And we have things like jar wa majrur as well, yes, which we consider as phrases. Yeah, phrases, not quite shibhu jumla. Okay, phrases and shibhu jumla are not to be confused. Okay, shibhu jumla, there is a specific definition for shibhu jumla. So then we said that all of these nouns that you see here can use any of these phrases. Yeah, the fa'il, the maf'ul, the maf'ul fihi, the hal, yes, mubtada, mu'ahar, haba muqaddam. You can use any of these to become the mubtada and the habar. Yeah, mubtada and habar. And then, however, yeah, this one actually, I put two together, habar and habar muqaddam. The unrestricted phrase actually applies to the habar, but your habar muqaddam is restricted. Okay, it's restricted, just like your muta'alliq, just like your ma'ful fihi. And it's restricted to only two types of phrases, specifically jawa majrur and mudaf ilay. Yeah, jawa majrur, mudaf ilay. Because we are looking at especially actually zaf, more specific zaf actually, yeah, for the maf'ul, the muta'alliq, and the haba muqaddam. Yeah, we're looking at about an idafa that has zaf as its mudaf ilayh. Then we went on to say that all of these can also be represented by sentences. Yeah, we went through one by one. All of these, the maf'ul, the hal, the haba muqaddam, could be a sentence. So too the mudaf ilayh, yeah, the ma'tuf and the badal. All of these can be sentences. And we are now here looking at sifa. Yeah, we're looking at sifa. Okay, let's continue. We then went on to say that if a sentence gives more information or description regarding a nakirah word, then it becomes a na'at. Yeah, because we're looking at a nakirah word, so what follows it is the na'tun. But that sentence must have an a'id in that sentence that goes back to the nakirah word. Yeah, and a'id comes from the word ada, ya'udu, means to return or to refer. Yes, we saw this. And the word a'id is actually your isim fa'il. So let's look at this sentence. We saw this sentence. Haza rajulun ja'a min al-qaryati. Yes, so we saw this is our man'ud or mawsuf. And the sentence after it describes rajulun. Yeah, this is a man. He came from the village. Yeah, he came from the village. But of course, when we translate it into English, we don't say this is a man, he came from the village, but we say who. Yeah, a man who. Then it's proper English, so to speak. Okay. Now, the sentence came from the village, as you know, is the na'tun of the preceding nakirah word, which is rajulun, or the man. And in Arabic, the sentence which becomes the na'atun for the man'ud, which is nakira, it does not have an equivalent to the relative pronoun who. Yes, this is a direct replacement. This is what we call a direct nested sentence. Okay, So instead it has an a'id, which is a damirun mustatirun in the verb ja'a, in this case our inside dua, huwa, yeah, huwa. Yes, so we have a damirun mustatirun, which is fa'il, that is hidden. Okay, then we saw the tarkib written there. Your jumla ismiyah is your kubra, the big sentence, and the jumla fi'liyah, yes, is your sugra, the small sentence that forms your na'tun or sifa. Yes? Okay, alhamdulillah. That's just going over what we did the last time. Then we want to say that the translation of the na'tun differs according to the slot the a'id occupies. Yeah? So it depends on what that a'id is in the sentence that is describing. Okay? So in this case, saqata, we saw this is our man'ud, yeah, our mawsuf. The a'id is your huwa. Yes, and that's the fa'il. Then we have this case, we say rajulun ra'aytuhu, I saw him, yeah, I saw him. So the him here now is the maf'ul bihi. But this is your a'id, refers back to rajulun. And then we have here rajulun yaduhu wasikhatun. Yes, yaduhu now is your habba muqaddam. Yes, but the a'id is actually your mudaf ilay. Yeah, the mudaf ilay. Right, so we understand that. Yeah, inshallah. So depending on what the a'id is, your translation comes. We've done all of these, the ones in pink, when the a'id is a fa'il, when the a'id is a maf'ul bihi, when the a'id is a mudaf ilay, and when it is a zarf of a mudaf ilay, yeah. When it is the mudaf ilay of a zarf. Okay, so meaning the idafa has zarf as its mudaf, yes. The ismu majrur, this is one that follows after your half of jar, yes, that's when the a'id is that. We saw that just now. Yadayhu, yes, his hand, sorry, no. Sorry, that's an idafa, right? Ism majrur, I don't think we had an example before that with the idafa, so yeah, we only have this one, yaduhu. We don't have one with a zarf, but in our lesson, the last lesson, we did do an example of that, so you have to go back to the notes. Yeah, so today I want to go over again the habba muqaddam, which I did very quickly towards the end, and I did not give a really good explanation for it, so I want to do it again before we do the mawsul. Yeah, so if you bear with me, we'll go through that a bit. So what's a habba muqaddam? Okay, so when you look at a jumla ismiyah, you have two components, the mubtada and the habar. Okay, the mubtada and the habar. Remember in that drawing that was all grey, and I said the habar muqaddam is a restricted phrase. Yes, so it can only be a certain type of phrase, not just any phrase, but a certain type of phrase. And usually it's either jar wa majrur or zarf and it's mudaf ilay. Yep. So here what do we see here? Kitabun fihi qisasun. So our sentence here, the jumla ismiyah here, yes, fihi is your khabar muqaddam. It comes at the front. Qisasun is your mubtada mu'ahar. Yeah, so this is your jumla ismiyah. So this is fihi jar wa majrur. Here alayhi, yeah, it's also jar wa majrur. Yes, I don't have an example of one with an idafa. Rajulun alayhi daynun, also same case. This is your haba muqaddam and this is your mubtada. Yes, you can never have a habar, you can never have a mubtada that is a phrase in this fashion. Yeah, not in this way. Yeah, so but you can have something like, which is a haba, which is an idafa, when it's not a zarf as a mudaf, like his book is thick, for example, then his book is of course obviously an idafa, and then that one can be a mubtada. That one, in that case it can be mubtada, but not when it's fihi or ma'ahu, something mahi, and things like that. You can't. That one is haba muqaddam. So let's have a look here. Now, how would I translate this? How would I translate this? We saw this quickly. If this was literal, if we did this just straightforward translation, it would be, in it is stories. In it is stories. But we're talking about a jumla ismiyah here, so we normally put the stories first because that's the mubtada. That's what we're talking about, and we add something like there, in front. So there are stories in it. This is the English way of looking at it, but for the Arabs, they're quite comfortable with this. And a literal thing would be stories are in it. Stories are in it, but it's a bit awkward in English, so we add something like there are stories in it. So this is how we would write it in English, but what we are trying to say is stories are in it. And here alone is on him. But we make it this way: there is a loan on him, and this is where we have this concept of haba muqaddam. When the in it is doesn't come after the r. Doesn't come after the r. Then we would add, depending on the ayat itself, this he, whether it's something that is ghair aqil, whether it is alive, or whether this is not alive, obviously it's a book, right? So this he is a man, so this is a human being, and an aqil, a thinking being. So then we put a who. So we took the original translation, there are stories in it, there is a loan on him, alayhi, on him, and then we stick which or who depending on the case.
Your mic is muted, sister.
I was coughing. Okay, here, once we do this, if we do this, then we would replace there are and there is with has. There are, there is with has, which has stories in it, who has a loan on him, if we choose to have this form. Okay, why I say this, because there's another way of writing it. Okay, excuse me. So then we then take the translation of the man'ud. Remember the a'id, the a'id. What was the a'id again? Which and who, these are the a'id. We actually replace it with the man'ud itself, because we know it's going back to the man'ud. It's describing the man'ud, right? So we can put it there. A book which has stories in it, a man who has a loan on him. So this is one way. However, if we choose to still use the harf jar and still use the zarf, then you can do this. You can maintain that there are. You don't have to put has. Okay, you don't have to put has. A book in which there are stories, a man on upon whom there is a loan. So we don't have to drop the there is and I and replace it with has. So this is another way of writing it. Any questions here? So far okay? Inshallah. Now let's do a bit of exercise. I think we did this quite quickly the last time. Sister Qurato Ai, would you like to try this? We do it in steps. What's the first step? We're going to do the translation for this part. Lahu malun kasirun. Oh, sorry. Sister Shiraz, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Ji. Rajulun is a man.
Mm-hmm.
Lahu, who has malun kasirun. A man with more wealth.
Let's do it step by step. What was our first
Rajulun,
step?
a man.
I
Lahu,
mean,
for him.
when we say step, we do the translation for the sifah first. How did we do the translation now? Just
For
now.
him is more wealth, right?
Yeah. There is, yeah. There is, yeah, a lot of money, yeah, for him, right?
Okay.
For him, yeah. Sorry, I'll let me do the first one, then we do the second one, yeah. Then maybe we get it, because it's a bit difficult to. The steps are quite complicated. The one that we went through the last
Especially
slide.
one in an English way. Sister.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to be true to the steps, and then we'll see how we can do this the shortcut way when we're more. We all have more experience, and you do. So actually, you went straight to the last sentence. Here, the first step. There is a lot of money for him. Yeah, we said that, right? Because this is the lahu. This is our muqaddam. Malun kasiran is of course our mubtada. Yeah. And we said there is a lot of money for him, or literal translation, a lot of money for him. Yeah, a lot of money is for him. We would have said that, but that's awkward. Then we said we would then put either who or what.
Question it.
Yes, that's right. Who or what.
Okay.
Depending on the man'ud. Yeah, whether it is something alive or whether it is something that is ghair akad.
Non-living.
So in this case, it's a man. So who, we put who lah. We just put it in front of what we translated before. Then we said we would drop there is, right? And replace it with has. So we do that. Who has a lot of money for him? Okay. And finally, we replace the who with a man. Yeah, we replace the who with a man, because the who refers back to the man. So a man who has a lot of money for him. The other way is not to drop the there is. We maintain the there is. And then we still use the for. We still use the for when you want to use back the half of jar. Okay? So what happens here is a man for whom there is a lot of money. Yeah, so this one is still there. We didn't drop the there is. You just didn't use the has, and we still stick to the for. Yeah, the for him, we still take it and we bring it here. A man for whom there is a lot of money. Yeah. Okay, so now try this one using the same steps. Darsun ba'dahu salatun.
There is a lot of money for him. Ba'dahu salata.
There is.
Okay, yeah, there is comes even here.
Yes, there it also comes here, just like here. There is.
There is.
What's this?
Okay, there is a prayer.
Okay, yes. This is how we
after it.
Yes.
After it.
Yes. There is salah or prayer after it.
After it.
Yeah.
What
is okay. I actually use which or what. Okay. What
second sentence will be
which or what? Yeah. Which.
What?
What? Not well. In this case, it's better which.
Okay.
Which there is salat after it.
Salah after it.
Now, if you replace this with has, what happens?
Which who or who is for living? So for
it's still the
or
same.
what?
It's still
it has, right?
No, it's here. It's who has, right?
Same
so this is
okay, which has.
Yes, alhamdulillah.
Which has.
Which is now what?
The lesson, right? Darsun. Darsun is
lesson.
Lesson, or even dars means dars after salah. I don't know. Lesson, sister. Darsun.
Yes.
Okay, a dars. Your mic is muted, sister. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm still coughing. Sorry, I was coughing again.
Okay.
So now this is
Okay, now a dars
a
which has salah after it.
yes, a lesson. Yeah, a lesson. Which is
A
salah
lesson.
after it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which has salah after it.
Okay. Or we can also say, if we put it in this sentence, how it will be.
A dars for which for which has salah after it. Same, na, sister?
Well,
For which?
we bring it
A
this back.
dars.
We bring this back.
A dars for which there is a salah after it.
Yes, Alhamdulillah. Yes, you got it.
Oh.
Alhamdulillah. My goodness, I think it was easier just to do it one off. But I was trying to, I was trying to use this
No, but
method.
I think so. We need to remember this pattern. I think so, sister,
Yeah.
which makes a lot of difference. I think so.
Yes,
I'll just copy this.
this one is
minute.
nice. It's nicely
Yeah.
done. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
Okay, so just summarize this while then we can start our mausul. We saw that here in the case when the a'id is a fa'il, yes. The a'id is a maf'ul, yes. And this is just a summary. And here when it's mudaf ilayh, here where it is majroor, yeah, ma'ahu, minhu, and here when it is haba muqaddam, yeah. So this is a summary. Now, another thing I need to mention before we move on is that when the man'ud of a na'tun is the fa'il, yeah, it can be translated in two ways. Yeah, it can be translated to two ways. Immediately after the man'ud, before the verb, after the verb. Okay, what do I mean by this? In kasara kursiyun kana fil baiti. Kana fil baiti, how do we translate this? Sister Nada, are you able to speak today?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So how would I translate just this part? Kana fil baiti.
It was in the house.
It was in the house. Yes, good. It was in the house. Okay. So according to the guideline that we saw before, we saw this one. Right? You have the man'ud, in this case the kursi, yeah, the kursi. And then we said that if the fa'il
Kursi,
is the a'id, if there's a fa'il that is an a'id, or an a'id that is a fa'il, a doer, then we have two choices. We can either translate it before the verb, immediately after the man'ud, or after the verb. Okay, you think you can remember that? Because I've got to go to the next slide and you might not be able to remember.
Yes, and I will forget what's going on here.
Okay, yes, so the first one I will tell you. Okay, the first one, it says you can translate the sifah in two ways. The sifah, this kana fil baiti, in two ways. The first way is immediately after the man'ud, before the verb. The verb is in kasara, to break something. Yeah, so in kasara is you break something. Yeah. So if that's the case, then how would I translate this? I repeat again, translate this immediately after the man'ud, before the verb. So the verb is the last word in your sentence. Okay,
Yeah, so we start from it was no, but how can we say it was in the house? A chair? No, the chair? No, a chair.
Which was
broken because in Kesara it was broken.
in kasara is the last part, yeah, We are describing the chair. Where is the
Which,
chair?
okay,
Where is the chair?
okay,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it كان في البيت. It was in the house a chair.
Remember, we did the steps just now. We did quite a lot of steps, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah,
now we're
5
not
steps.
going to do any more steps. We're just going to go straight to how to translate this. Okay, so we are describing the chair. So this comes first. Yeah, a chair which.
A broken chair?
Nope.
No.
No. That's a single maususifa. This is kana fil baiti. Yeah. So a chair.
A chair which was
broke.
in the house.
Yes. A chair which was in
Which
the
was
house.
in the house was broken.
Broke. Yeah. So this is immediately after the man'ud. So this is your man'ud. You take the sifa, put it immediately after the chair, and then before the verb. The broke is the last one. Okay?
Yeah.
That means a chair, describe it. What happened to it? It broke. Okay? A chair which was in the house broke. Now the other one, try it again, Sister Nada. This time.
Yeah, the second option was
After the verb,
translate
put the description. After the verb, put the description. So now the broke is now.
Yeah, now the problem starts with English for me now.
Yes. Yes, a chair.
Broke.
Yes, good. Which was
in the house.
good.
Okay.
Alhamdulillah. MashaAllah. Sometimes when we do English, it becomes more complicated than the Arabic itself. Yeah. So you see what it meant. Yeah. What Ustad meant was immediately after the man'ud, we put the description and then followed by the verb. This is what happened to the chair. It broke. We know a chair broke. Yeah, but we're describing the chair which was in the house. The other option is the chair broke, which was in the house. Yeah, so this is another way. Okay, subhanallah. Okay, this one you just translate it the way you feel like it. So here, Sister Shiraz, how would you translate this?
أنزل الله كتابا فيه آيات بينات.
Yes.
I have to translate Anzala later. A book. In it were Ayatum Bayinat is Ayatum Bayinat.
You know any word there that you do not know? Is there any word there that you do not know?
Anzalallahu kitaban fihi Ayatum Bayinat. Bayinat is open, what to say?
We can say
English,
it's clear.
sister?
This is clear. Yes, this is
Clear
clear.
ayah. Clear signs, right?
Yes, that's right.
Okay. A book in it with clear signs.
Who sent this book?
Okay, and then I have to bring the file before, na sister?
Yes.
Okay, Allah. Allahu. Nahin. Allah. But I cannot bring that Anzala now.
Well,
okay, a book from Allah. No, I cannot say even that also.
No, this don't get confused. This is your sifa. Okay, what's your sifa?
This is the sifa of book, na sister. This is the
sifa
of
the book. Yes, the book.
Yeah.
Yes. So
a book with clear signs.
Yes. Okay.
A book with clear sign. Sent. I cannot ask. I cannot. Which Allah sent.
Yes, so that means
which Allah sent down.
Yeah. So don't worry about this because this is just the fi'il, your fa'il, and this is your maf'ul bihi, right? Your maf'ul bihi. And your maf'ul bihi has a mawsuf and a sifa. So translate it like you would normally do a jumla fi'iliyah. Fi'il, fa'il, maf'ul bihi. So how would we go?
Fi'il, fa'il, maf'ul bihi. Then it is fi'il is anzala, send down. Allah sent down a book in which are the clear signs. I think
Yes,
so that will be in a
Alhamdulillah.
proper way.
Yes, yes.
Alhamdulillah.
Because I know you're all thinking like this is like part of the sifa or something, and you know it goes so complicated.
No, I thought like to bring that verb last, no, the
I see.
previous. I
Anzalallah.
thought in that
Yes,
way.
yes, yeah. But this one, yeah, we put the this is jumla fi'il, yeah, yeah. Yeah, jumla
Okay,
fi'il,
this
yeah.
one.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like the
Ji,
book,
ji.
you were saying that what we saw about the chair being broken, right? The
Ji,
chair
ji,
being
ji, ji.
broken.
Huh.
Yeah,
It was in that way. I
yeah,
thought
yeah, yeah. In kasara. Yeah, this is
in
like
this one.
yeah. Hmm. Yeah. So in this case, we put it yeah,
Allahu.
because this like Allah is here. Yes, Allah sent. This is one way of translating it. Yeah, Allah sent uh, the book with clear signs.
I
Yeah, the
got
book
it
with
now,
clear
sister. It
signs.
was the file and the sifa of the file here.
Yeah.
Hence, the file and the sifa of the file was translated before, then the fail. And in the previous, in here, it is the maful and the
Yes.
sifa of the maful. Hence, we
Yes.
have to. So, I think so. The fail file comes first and the maful was later.
Yes, because it's only in the
Acha.
case of the fa'il being the
File.
ain.
Yeah,
Yeah,
got it,
but
got it.
this is not okay.
Alhamdulillah.
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 Okay.
Got it, sister.
Sister Nada, what about you now? So just do it the normal way. Don't go and get bogged down by all the rules that we saw just now. Do you know the meaning of this one? Do you know the meaning of this one?
Okay.
Tafidu.
Tafidu.
Yeah. This is
you
overflow. Yeah, overflow. To overflow.
overflow. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
This is a bit difficult, but I think you can do it, inshallah, because your Arabic is good. Our English might not, match the
those
Arabic.
are men.
Yes, those are men. Yes.
Are men whose eyes.
Yes.
What is
Whose eyes?
whose eyes are overflow or over? How do we say the past tense of overflow?
Well, overflow here is not really past tense. Tufidu. To this tafidu is actually
Okay, yeah, it's in present tense. Yeah.
It's present tense of the tears. Yes, because this is ghail akil, so it's a she. Yeah, and then
So those are men whose eyes overflow from the fear of Allah.
yes, alhamdulillah. Haulai is meant for far, right?
No, these. It is for Nia, sister.
Yeah,
These are the men.
Yes, okay. Alhamdulillah. So these are
Ulaika
men.
would have been those. Ji.
Yes, I don't know why I translate this those.
Okay, subhanallah. Okay, let's look at this one now. Okay, Sister Shiraz, back to you again. Soma. Soma is too fast, yes? So fast. How would you translate this? Who's doing the fasting?
Alhamdulillah, I have muted myself. Sama is a
Sorry.
fail.
Yeah.
Waladun is the file. Umrahu is sifa of this. Whose age is khamsa, 5, and sanawatin is years.
Yes.
5 years.
Yes.
So a 5-year-old boy fasted.
Yes, that's one option. We're talking about a file now.
File now. Okay, a boy of 5, a boy aged 5 years fasted, or a boy whose age was 5 years fasted.
If because I didn't put the translation because it actually supposed to be remember the verb comes, what was the option?
Last.
Yeah, this is the one where the verb comes last. Yes, but we also have when it comes before the verb,
Okay, a
after the
boy
verb.
fasted who was 5 years old.
Ah, yes, that's the one that I'm
Ji.
looking for.
Acha,
Alhamdulillah.
got it.
Yeah,
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. See, that's what a doctor does. Very quick analysis and solution. Alhamdulillah.
After the verb is easy. No, verb was in my mind.
Okay, Alhamdulillah. Okay, now we can have a situation where we have one na'tun that is single or single word, and a second na'tun that is a sentence. Yeah, one that is a single word and a second one that is a sentence. We've seen this, and we don't have to have a harfu'at in between. Yeah, because uh, then it wouldn't be. It would be the one that comes after the harful atfin would be ma'tuf. It won't be your na'at anymore. Yeah, although the i'rab is similar to the first na'at. So in this case, you can have a single word na'tun in front, followed by a second one that is a sentence. Okay. So for example, here, هذا ذكر مبارك أنزلناه. So this is your first sifa of zikr, and this is your second sifa of zikr. Yeah, you see that? And we don't have a wow here to join these two. It's not how we would write it, because then the i'rab will be different. It won't be first sifa and second sifa anymore. Yeah, it will become different. So in this case, how we would translate it is, of course, for the singular one, it will be blessed remembrance. Yeah, we bring this one in front like we normally do. Yeah, a red car. Yeah, but in Arabic, the car would come first and the word red would come later. Yeah, but in translation we say red car. So here as well, although the sifa comes after the mawsuf, or the man'ud comes the na'at comes after the man'ud, we put the na'at before the man'ud. But with the sentence, it's the other way around. We will put it after the man'ud. Yeah, so that's basically what this is saying. That's all. Nothing mysterious. Okay, so this is the tarkib that we have of the same thing, just to show you. This is the man'ud, so this is the first na'tun, this is the second na'tun. Translated in this case, single word comes before the man'ud, sentence comes after the man'ud. Okay. Now, if the main sentence consists of a fi'lun madin and the na'tun sentence consists of a mudari'un, then it will be translated differently. Now this, we're talking about the kubra, the big sentence. Yeah, the big sentence itself. So this big sentence is now fi'l madin, yeah, kasara fi'l madin. But your description here of tamasila, which is your maf'ul bihi, is a sentence. Got that? Understand that part? Yeah. So this is the big sentence. Your madin, your fa'il, right? And this whole thing is your maf'ul bihi. But your maf'ul bihi is made up of the mawsuf and the sifa. And the sifa is mudari. So when you translate this, it will come up to become like this. So Ibrahim alayhi salam broke the idol which the people used to worship. Yeah, because we're looking at something that is in the past tense. The big sentence is in the past tense. So even though this is present tense, because we're looking at an action that has already been done or used to be done, then we translate it as past habitual or continuous. Yeah, used to worship. This is how we would say. Okay. Sister Nada, do you follow that, inshallah? Your mic
Yes,
is,
Father.
yeah. Okay, alhamdulillah. So let's do this. Looks like Inna ha'ula'i qawmun la yu'minun. How would we translate this, Sister Nada?
Right. Indeed, this is a nation which doesn't believe or who doesn't believe?
Who do not believe, yeah? Who do not believe,
Yeah,
yeah,
okay.
yeah,
Would
because
not
they are
believe.
people. Alhamdulillah, good. So these are the people who do not believe, or a nation who do not believe. Okay. And you seem to be getting the ones with the ayah, Sister Shiraz. So how would we translate this one?
Inna fi dhalika la ayatin liqawmi yasmaun. Indeed, fi zalika, in that are sign
Yes, good.
for the people
Yes,
who
ma'am.
listen.
Yes, good, excellent. Indeed, in that there are signs of people who listen. Yeah, zalika is the that. And here we are. A challenge for you, Sister Nada. What has Allah promised? Who did Allah make the promise to? And what was the promise?
The believers and the non-believers. For the believer men and the believer women.
Sister
The
Nada, Sister
gardens.
Nada. Let's ask Sister Nada to try.
Yeah, it's no mic is on, Sister Nada.
Our voice is not coming through. Yeah, Sister Nada's mic is on. Yes.
Ji.
Yeah, maybe she's doing something. I'm not sure.
No, I think so. There might be network issue. Sister Nada, you're muted. Now the mic symbol is seen.
Yes, but I don't
Ji.
know. Google Meet took me out. I just
Yeah.
joined again. I don't know what happened.
Alhamdulillah, you're back in now. Alhamdulillah.
Mm.
So how do we translate this? Wa'adallahu.
Allah. And Allah has promised to the believers
Yes,
and
good.
to the believers men and believers women
Yes.
gardens
Mm-hmm.
which flows. Oh, now it become hard. I know what is it, but in English, what is it?
Tajri
Which
is to
flows
flow.
under them rivers.
Yes, Alhamdulillah.
Which rivers flow under them?
Yeah. Allah has promised to the believing men and believing women gardens beneath which,
Beneath, yeah.
which, rivers flow. Yeah, rivers flow. Alhamdulillah. Good,
Yeah.
excellent. So we finally finished directly nested sentences. When I say directly nested, I'm preparing you for the indirectly nested sentences. So what actually does that mean? In this case, as you see, we can have sentences which are within a sentence. Yes, that's what we saw here, as a haba, maf'ul bihi, hal, and so on and so forth. Yes, and we don't need to use anything. We don't need to use anything to fit that sentence in that slot. There's nothing that we use to fit that sentence in that slot. Yeah, there's no half ataf. There is no what we're going to look at next. Yes, nothing. Just word and then sentence, word and then sentence. So this is what we call directly nested. Yeah, meaning you don't have to use any tool to use the sentence in that slot as a habar, as a maf'ul bihi, or as a hal. Okay. Now, these are the others that we saw. Maqtu, badal, mudaf ilai, naqtun. Now we're going to go to what we call the indirectly nested sentences. Looks like I only have time to introduce this to you, but inshallah we'll try and do it as much as possible. So ismun mausul, I think we all know this. There are two ways at looking at this, okay? Remember, when we studied about words, we said there was a nakirah word, like what we've been doing, the ones with the ending with the tanwin, and then we also have words that are ma'rifah, that is specific, usually a proper name, for example, proper name. We add alif lam, the lam ta'rif in front to make it ma'rifah. That means, yes, something that is known. So some say that we use the ismun mausulun to make a sentence ma'rifah, meaning you know this sentence. This sentence is describing something that you know. Yes, so this is another way of looking at it. Yeah, but what we are interested in is that we use the ismun mausul or the harfun mausul for that matter. We will do the harfun mausul, I think, maybe the third lesson on this probably, yeah, inshallah. To occupy a noun slot. So this time we need something. We are using an isim or a harf. Yes, just now it was just put the sentence in the slot and it becomes a habar. Put the sentence in the slot, it becomes a maf'ul bihi. But in this case, you need something else. So this is where we call it indirectly nested sentence. Yeah. So the words that we use to help, we call them mausulun, and the sentence after them we call the silah. I think we all know this. And when we add that to that, it is what we call ismun mu'awwal. Yes, mu'awwal, meaning this is derived. Yeah, ta'wil, something that we derive. So here we go. Ismun mu'awwal. It consists of a sentence and then whatever the mausulun is, and this whole thing is what we say an indirectly nested sentence. Yeah, and this indirectly nested sentence will occupy a noun slot, the one that we saw, the hal, the maf'ul, yeah, and the maf'ul fihi, mubtada, habar. These are all your noun slots. So we said just now, as I mentioned, two types of mausulun, ismun and harfun. Yes, ismun and harfun. But we will concentrate for the next two lessons on the ismun and start on the harfun perhaps next week. But just start on the harfun because it's quite a big topic and it's everywhere in the Quran. Okay, so why do we have this? Why do we have this? Yeah, why is there a necessity to have this? Say we have two things. A student wrote a summary of a book. The teacher is pleased. Yeah. What pleased the teacher? What do you think pleased the teacher? There are two ways we can look at it. Either the summary itself pleased the teacher, it was a good summary, or the action of summarization. Yeah, the student wrote the summary, and so the teacher was pleased that the student wrote the summary. He was pleased with the student because he wrote a good summary. Yeah, so there are two ways. Either the summary itself is what pleased the teacher, or the action of summarization pleased the teacher. Bear with me. So how would we write that? How would we write that in English? Yeah, so we would say something like, the summary that you wrote pleased me. So this is what the teacher said to the student. Yeah. What you wrote me pleased me. What you wrote pleased me. Or I could have said to you, it pleased me that you summarized the book. Yeah, so that means she was pleased with that action that you did, that you summarized it. Yeah, and that is your ismun mausul. Yeah, that is ismun mausul. So it's a relative pronoun. This is the English translation, what we call it, which precedes a sentence and extracts the noun meaning from it. Ooh. Like this. I read your letter. Your letter is the maf'ul bihi. We know this. I read what? I read your letter. But let's say I don't want to use your letter. Then how can I replace this maf'ul bihi? I would use a sentence something like, I read what you wrote. Your letter is what you wrote, right? So what you wrote is your letter, the maf'ul bihi. But I had to add this what. I couldn't say I read you wrote. Yeah, I can't say I read you wrote. You have to say I read what you wrote. Yeah, then it makes sense. Yeah, so this is what we mean by your ismun mausul, making this mu'awwal. Yeah, this mu'awwal, ismun mu'awwal, or some people call it the masdar mu'awwal. So what you wrote is actually your letter, and your letter is the slot of maf'ul bihi. Yeah, so this is what an ismun mausul does. It allows you to take a sentence and put it in a slot, a noun slot, in this case maf'ul bihi. Yep, quite straightforward there. So So we have two types of ismun mausulun. Yeah. One that doesn't matter. You can use it for both feminine or masculine. And whether it's singular, dual or plural, you can still use it. And this is your man and your ma. For gender and number, okay? For gender and number. And then you have, of course, ismun mausulun that are gender and number specific. This is the one that you memorize. Remember? The one that you memorize. So man and ma, we know the difference, right? This is for who, this is for something. This is a person, this is for thing. This is akil, this is ghair akil. Yeah, gender and number neutral. So let's see. Man here, just a simple example, nothing complicated. The ism also extracts the meaning of a noun which refers to people. Okay, refers to people. This is translated as who or the one who. So man yakhafullah, man yakhafullah is who fears Allah or the one who fears Allah. Yeah, so this one normally, if you're at the beginning of a sentence, you would translate it this way. If this was part of a sentence, you might have to translate it without the one. Yeah, so it depends. So this one is for things. So in this case, Sister Shiraz, how would I translate this?
It's ما قالت الأم. Okay, what mom said?
Yes, what the mum said. Yeah, what the mum said. So what the mum said, if it's like in the middle of a sentence somewhere, and this one, if I didn't translate it somehow. That's actually and if it's not in the middle of somewhere, what the mum said. No, in this case, it just has to be what.
I heard what the mom said in that way.
Maybe. No, I was thinking along these lines. I'm thinking when we did it with this one, we can say the one who, right? But with the which, we can't really, with a what, we can't say the one what. Mama said can. So that's why there is no translation of the one in front. But sometimes you have the one which. Yeah, the one which. Then yes, but usually when we talk about said, we use the word what. Yeah, we don't say the mum said which. Yeah, we say the mum said what. So that's why there's no second translation. Alhamdulillah. Then of course we have these. These are the ones that you have seen before. Yeah, you know this in your sleep, right? So this is muzakkar. Allazi, allazani, allazina. This is for plural. Yes. Allati, allatani. This is for you. Allati and allai. Yes. It allows your al-mamdudah, which we sometimes represent as female, feminine, to be like this. Allai. Instead of using ta'nis, we have the mamdudah. Okay. So all isim mawsula are mabni except for the dual form that we saw just now. Yes. And here I put some examples here. Yeah. Al-azani wasala. Wasala, sala. This is a dual form of a fi'il madin. Yeah. Wasal. Wasal. Wasala. Wasala is to arrive. Yeah. Wasala is to arrive. Wasala is the two who arrived. Yeah. Mubakkiran, early. Yeah, this is your hal. Talibani mujtahidani. Of course, this is your mausuf and its sifah, and you know it matches in all ways. Yeah, in terms of gender, number, type, and gender.
These are the file, sister. Talibani mujtahidani is the file of a salah. No? The duals cannot be there for the dual, right?
Yes, this is actually Jumla Ismiyah. Yeah, so it's hardworking students. Yeah, this is Jumla Ismiyah. It is not. But this is the description of Al-Azani. This is your silah of Al-Azani. Yeah. We have to move away because we're talking about isim mausul and istilah now. So this is, yeah, so that's where it's a bit different. Akramtu, akramtu, yeah. Now how would we translate this one? Can you try?
Me, sister?
Yes, yes, Sister Shira.
Akramtu is ikraman is to be
honor. I honor.
to honor.
Yeah.
I honored talibaini, two students, alladhaini, those who najahan fil imtihan, those who passed in exam.
Yes, alhamdulillah. Yes, so I honored the two students who passed the exams. Yeah, who passed the exam. Alhamdulillah. Good. Now your turn, Sister Nada. You will handle the ladies. Yeah. Fazata. Fazata is like, how do we say? Yeah, like when you win something. Yeah, when you win something. Yeah, when you win something. Yeah, Sister Nada. Let's try. You win something.
What was the meaning of fazata?
To win something. To win something. To win. This is competition. Musabaqah is competition. Yeah. So how would you say? So they were in a competition and they won something. So how would I translate this?
I don't know this one, Ustadha.
Don't know. Okay. Do you know what zakiyatani means?
Yeah, those two.
They're smart, right? They're smart.
This.
Okay. Okay. Would you like to try, Sister Siraz? Alatani.
Ji. Alatani. The two female who passed Fazatani were successful in the exam.
Yes.
Fazita, two female fil musabaqati, in the competition. Talibatani, zakiyatani.
It's still a
zakiyatani was
is intelligent. To be zaki.
Okay, two intelligent students. Okay. Two students passed in the competition but again two cannot come in the sentence, na sister?
Well, you can put two if you like. You can say it second time, but I think we understand it's two, right? So you can just put students if you like. But how would you describe these students? They are
intelligent students.
Yes, good. Alhamdulillah. So in English we might not have to repeat it again, not there are two intelligent students. We understood it from here already. Yeah, we understood it. So here, okay. Now, this is recommended. It comes from the root letters waw, sad, and ya. Wasa. Well, wasa is actually to recommend. This is al-saitani. Al-saitani, you're doing it to someone. Yeah, you're recommending it to someone. So this is family 4 actually. Al-saitani. So how would you translate this? Anybody?
Yeah, I read 2 books. Those 2 were which were recommended which were recommended to me.
You recommended to me. Yeah, you recommended to me.
Ausiyata Ausiyata is you recommending me. Ji.
Yes.
With it, right?
Yes.
Bihi is. Or in it.
Bihi, but it's when we do this, sometimes we drop it. Remember, we had one of those steps where we actually drop the thing, so we don't have to say bihi. So it's understood. I read the books that you recommended me. Yeah, recommended me. Alhamdulillah. Okay.
The books that
you recommended. We are not going to go through this, but I'll just go through this particular slide because I think we need to end the class now. Yes, so we will come back to this slide again the next time, and then we will go to all the different a'id that we can also have for the sila. Yeah, the different a'id. Just like we did for the mausuf and sifa, man'ud and na'tun, which are sentences. The na'tun has to have an a'id that goes back to the man'ud. So here we're going to look at the a'id that goes back to the isim mausul. Yeah, so we know that isim mausul can either be a jumlah or shibhu jumlah. Yes? And then when it's a jumlah, it has to have an ain. And when it is a shibu jumlah, you don't have to have an ain. Yeah? And when you have an ain, it can be mentioned or it can be omitted and understood, just like what we did before, just before. Yeah? So this is what we're going to continue with next week. So inshallah, I will see you then. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Subhanallah wa bihamdik, nashhadu an la ilaha illa ant, nastaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.